Hello, everyone, and welcome to Comics News Today. My name is Jesse and of course, I am joined by my panel here, and let me go over there and say hello to them. We got, of course, from the Shire, Booster. How you doing?
Of course.
Hmm.
Hello, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Excellent. We also have the creator of Ignition, Todd Mulrooney. How you doing there today?
Doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, excellent. We have Tank Ferret, of course, on here, and he's the creator of Scalpel Zero. How you feeling today, Todd? Tank.
Great, Chester. How you doing?
Me, I'm all right. I got a little bit of a throat bug, but I got my cup of coffee. It's kind of a gloomy day, but I am sitting with friends, and that's what's most important. And of course, we have the Denali Lama. Namaste.
Thank you, Chester. Hi, gang. Aloha. Let's make this an awesome show, and we got some news for you today.
We do. We absolutely do. Some interesting stuff too. And but of course, before we do that, we want to mention all our links down below. We want all of you to go over and become part of FanSpeak on Facebook. Please go join that link and over there. And once you're over there, you can do things like share your art, share your stories, movie reviews, comic book reviews, anything you want that has to do with what we're doing, and just get involved with that. Also, if you want to be on the show, just make sure you check out my Facebook, Chester C. Busby III, or my Twitter, and just tell me Chester put me on the show, and Chester will do that. Also, keep in mind that we have podcasts on Anchor. If you do podcasting, you can go check out those. And we also have our donate button there, and we use that for doing giveaways and stuff. So if you're interested in getting involved with that and supporting us in that way, please do. All right, guys. Well, now before we jump into the news, real quick, Denali, is there any kind of updates or things we need to know about that's going on?
Well, we have the Drawn and Quarter Pro Edition tonight on Blacklist Universe.
Mm-hmm.
We have the regular fan edition of Drawn and Quarter tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Time for the fan edition. It's going to be at Good Dog Press. And we have FanSpeak this Saturday.
That's right. Yeah, it's different this week. Yeah.
Correct. So check us out there. So we won't have any shows, I believe, this Friday, but check us out Saturday for things to come.
Well, we are going to try to do something, Janelli, to try to cover that. We tried it before; it didn't work very well. I have a different approach I'm going to try. So you and I'll get together and try to do something so we don't miss a day. But we'll talk about that later. All right, guys.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and get right into this. And we do have more news with Swamp Thing. So, Janelli, tell us what we're looking at here.
All right, so they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. And make sure you white box it for our panels.
I am. Yeah.
So we're talking about they cast Matt Cable, which was a federal agent character during the Alan Moore era. And they cast Henderson Wade, the actor who had a reoccurring role on Riverdale as the sheriff, Michael Mintada. And, it's going to be interesting. It looks like they're going to go with that older run based on the characters that they're introducing with writer Lin Wen era, the 1972 and Alan Moore era. So it looks like they're going from that direction.
Which is a good direction to go. Alan Moore will be certainly the way you should go with Swamp Thing, I think.
Absolutely. So it's starting to become excited. It just shows how they're going to show Swamp Thing, and that's going to really be the test for this show.
Do you think do you think this is a little bit of a bump in the road, though? Because Riverdale was really bad, and it's really, really extremely ultra progressive nonsense. If you guys haven't seen it, I would suggest don't. Let me suffer that for you. I did suffer that for you. Don't suffer through
Right.
that. That is horrible. And the acting was really really bad too. So it concerns me a little bit. What do you guys think about this ongoing Swamp Thing news and just the news today regarding this new actor being attached?
Well, if this guy, if the character, is the gritty, dark, character, and that's they farmed the actor from a show that's a real try hard grimdark.
Hmm.
It might work out. The actor might work. So I have a little trepidation because Riverdale was just so terrible.
Mm.
Um, but that actor might work.
What do
We'll
you
have to
think?
see. It all comes down to the director.
It does. It does. How about you, Booster? Are you excited about Swamp Thing coming up?
I might give it a watch. I do have the DC Universe streaming service, so
You
getting
do?
more things to watch on that. Yeah,
Because you're a real big fan of that new Titan show, huh?
absolutely. I watch it every week just to die a little inside. But
Well, you
I'm
guys,
mostly there because all the Batman animated series and Young Justice is upcoming, so I might check out Swamp Thing when it comes out as well. Just cause.
hey, no, I'm going to check out the Young Justice too. I watched that initially with my kids, give them something to watch, but I sat
Young
right with them
Justice.
and loved it, man. So I'm looking forward to
It's
it.
absolutely. It's the reason I even bought the streaming service in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you and Pope, you guys do like a drinking game watching Titans, and how you doing with that? How's your liver?
Liver is still intact, thankfully, but yeah, every time something cringy happens in that show, which is the entire show because it's so damn. Yeah, we get pretty wasted within the first half hour.
Oh my. Well, yeah, Todd, you have any opinion on this?
Well, this would be awesome if this were a CG character, but I don't expect that. But the costume can't really be a static costume that doesn't change. It sort of has to have multiple iterations and go sort of through a flux all the time, and show that this is sort of a living, breathing character. It's not a costume. It's not he's not putting on spandex. So if they think of that, if they do that, then I might be all in.
Yeah,
It's
well,
gonna be really hard to get Swamp Thing right. Like, it's gonna have to be like a good mixture of a costume and CG and puppetry and everything to make it
Right.
look really good.
Yeah. I think
But-
what would be awesome to speculate if they were able to do it is kind of go with the different iteration of Swamp Thing, where the first Swamp Thing was really more human like and less grass like. And then as he becomes more elemental, he becomes more of the familiar Swamp Thing as the show progresses.
that'd be a
Kinda.
good idea. Yeah.
What's
That
your
would.
thoughts, Tank?
Okay. Just come over here to chat real quick. Sierra Whiskey says, I thought that intro was a commercial. Impressive. Oh, thank you very much. I am very proud of my intros and outros. So keep watching as I try to update them and improve them. Thank you. Inkwell, what's up, everyone? Well, what's up, Inkwell? Nice to see you today. I do apologize for my rough voice, but I will do my best to be as chipper as usual. Winston Smith is in here and he says Jello. I haven't heard that in a while. Well, Jello back. Um, Argos Creation. Oh, hello. How you doing today? He says hi all. And of course, Argos probably should go to him over here and talk with us one of these days. Vilnid, how you doing? Hail Raven, of course. Dave, I met Dick Durock in New Jersey once. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't know who that is. Someone help me out. Dick Durock. Any idea? Nope. Okay. And Eagle
Sorry, I was
43's.
muted. I was muted. I was saying that was Dick Durock was a actor best known playing Swamp Thing in the feature films.
Oh,
That is
was
one hell of a name, mate. Dick
Yeah.
Durock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Mate.
No, it's actually I like those movies. I know they're very poorly done, very low budget, but I enjoyed that movie. It was fun. So I didn't know that was his name. Thank you, Dave. That was very handy. Um,
Mhm.
Eagle 43 is here. Hello, Eagle. And Kenneth Brown. Greetings. Well, greetings back at you. All right, we're starting to get more people in here, new faces. It's always nice to see. And just keep in mind, guys, hitting that like button and subscribing, of course, is useful. And if you feel like doing so, please do. But the thing that you could do that's most helpful to us is hitting that share button and letting all your friends and family know that we're on and they can come over here and join us. All right, guys. Well, let's move on to our next story. Oh, oh, should I? No, 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 no. I'm going to go this one first. Oh, no, no. Okay, I'm going to this one first. All right. It could. Comics superstar writer Grant Morrison inks TV deal with UCP. Now, hold on a second. Once again, Universal Cable Production has inked a deal. Deadline Hollywood, you're so clever. You used the word ink. Ha ha.
Ha
Go ahead,
ha
Janelle.
ha.
Tell them what this one's about, man.
So yeah, so they're inking a deal to produce a lot of his original contents. Like in the sci-fi, they have Happy,
Hmm.
from which was one of his shows.
Sorry, that was a great show.
Yeah, and then they're gonna do his other one, The Invisibles.
Good book. I
Uh,
like that one actually.
and then they're looking to see how to bring in the Brave New World.
Oh my, that would be awesome.
So, and then the one that they're trying to get, and I guess with his name, is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one, but I would love to see that adapted somehow.
Yeah.
So,
This is actually good news, man. Because
yeah.
Brave New World is great. The Invisibles, I liked it a lot. What about you guys? You guys enjoy The Invisibles?
Yeah, that
Great,
was
I
a
haven't read that one yet.
no, that was
Yeah, I'm
really good.
unfamiliar.
Go ahead, Todd.
It had really good art. I believe it was Phil Winslade, and some Brian Boland covers. It was great stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Very unique characters. It's very punkish.
Hmm. It's very
Very.
Grant Morrison, is what it is.
Oh, yeah, definitely,
I
definitely.
mean,
It was brutal too. Very brutal.
it
Not
is. If you want to know,
definitely.
yeah, yeah, of course. Well, he is. But if you want full on Grant Morrison, go read The Invisibles because that's pure him. But Brave New
Well,
World
I'll do.
too. What about you, Denali? You ever read Brave New World?
Yeah. It's
What'd
kind
you
of
think?
it's what is becoming with all the
Yeah,
political correctness,
that's
and
true.
we're the old man that was found and seeing reality and saying, no, this is not true freedom.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm kind of looking forward to it now. And in these day and age, this day and age, Grant Morrison stuff should be able to get on easy. I mean, he is very progressive. He is kind of a SJW guy. He's not as extreme and crazy as some of them are, but it's the type of stuff where you can actually get a look into the mind of that kind of person in a fair and honest way. I think, but it's interesting news. Interesting news. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. What's going on with Grant Morrison? Because I can't see. Well, what's the last comics he's done? It's been a little bit since I've seen something from him.
Actually, doing the Green Lantern run at the moment.
Is he? No, I
Hmm.
wasn't reading that.
So I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm
And
gonna.
before that, he did this great DC series called Multiversity. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
All right. If you only read one of them, check out Pax Americana, which is he's done with Frank Whiteley. It's a one shot, and it is all of the characters that Watchmen were based off of. So the
Mhm.
Chaplain characters, such as Blue Beetle and the Question, in a Watchmen-like story. It's excellent.
Wow, I will check it
Mm.
out. Because I mean, Grant is certainly extremely liberal in his views, but he's actually fun to read. So it's I
It is
get
one of
it.
my favorites.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's the way you do it, right? You can have a
Yeah, of
political
course.
leaning, and you could do it the right way without being yelling and screaming at people all day. And Grant
Hmm.
Morrison's the one that does that, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
And a couple of comments over here as well. Um, Hello, March Hare. How you doing? Nice to see you. Argos Creation says that he bought The Invisibles as it came out. Groundbreaking book. Yeah, it is really good. You guys should check that out if you can. Um, Multiversity was great. He likes the same things. Vailnit says, two, Grant Morrison for me. I like my Grant Morrison a little more contained by structure.
I like that. Every book he does should have a Grant Morrison rating to it.
They should. Yeah. That's funny.
Absolutely.
Meme him out. It's like, let's be a Grant Morrison.
And he is an interesting looking fellow too. He's got that whole Aleister Crowley thing going on. All right, let's move on then to.
Wait.
Yeah,
I
go
have
ahead.
a question.
Mhm.
UCP would be developing these for the streaming network. Is that what I didn't catch that?
Yep, that's what they're doing. They
Oh,
are
okay.
developing these now. He's got one going on right now with Happy, which is on Sci-Fi Channel. But these other
Have you
ones are
checked
going to
it out?
be done by UCP. No, I haven't. How is that?
It's very fun. It's very degenerate, you know, a lot of sex, drugs, swearing, and violence, but it's a lot of fun.
Wow, I'll check it out.
And yeah, I think the main actor does a brilliant job with it.
I hadn't heard of it until I saw it here that it was on, so I'll have to go check that out. There are a few good shows coming out that I've seen, but mostly it's a lot of nonsense. But so I'll go check it out. All right, let's move over here. We talked about that one, and do we want to do this one or let's go do this one first. Hi everybody, my name's Ezra
No.
Miller, and I like goats, and I like unicorn cosplay, and I like all things that are just super ultra feminine. Hi everybody, I'm Ezra Miller.
He has one hell of a jaw on him, doesn't he?
He does.
And you may know me as the artist currently waiting for his Flash solo movie.
Yeah. Well, this is Ezra Miller, everybody, and if for me, I only know him as the Flash in the absolutely horrible Justice League movie. The only thing that's worth watching that movie in that movie is the Superman scene. That's it. Everything else you could just throw it away.
Then would you believe me if I said to you that he was an excellent actor?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he's probably fine.
There is a film called We Need to Talk About Kevin, where he plays the titular character Kevin, right? And it's about just a mother who is being played by I can't remember the woman's name. She was the Wicked Witch. Yeah, so it's the character of the mother who is dealing with her psychotic son who did some horrible crimes, and essentially she has to live with him. And Ezra Miller does an incredible job in that role. So We Need to Talk About Kevin is a great film. He was so wrong for the Flash.
He was, and we need to talk about Ezra is what we need to do, because Ezra is a very interesting boy. Ezra Miller talks fame, living on a polyamorous farm, and his Me Too story. Now, the headline itself, polyamorous farm, and there's a picture of a goat, Ezra. I just want you to understand that the Hollywood reporter has a picture of you with a goat, and they're talking about polyamorous farm. Just, you might want to talk to your agent a little bit about that, because
Yeah, are we not doing phrasing anymore?
yeah, I mean, come on now. And then his Me Too moment, and I wonder if his Me Too moment has something to do with the goat. But hey, we'll see. So Denali, tell us, what is this craziness going on in this article, because it is weird.
So they're talking about how he got involved with two big franchises. One is J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts, and the other one is DC's The Flash. And he says he auditioned, and then he kind of told, what he does, growing as a gay person, as a queer icon, and, saying, hey, I don't like the Hollywood hierarchy, because when I was underage, this director tried to gave me wine underage and try to sleep with me, and I was like, no, and all that stuff. But it kind of continues, delving around, saying, let me see, let me just read a snippet. Hollywood's warped hierarchy brings out Miller's intensity, but not as much as the subject of climate change. In fact, the line of conversation that brings the actor to tear, Gaia, we don't understand her. We don't understand how powerful she is. We don't respect her rights. I'm just an emotional person. I just feel things differently.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm already crying in the interview.
Oh
Okay,
my
So,
god, rip job.
now that is an ultra soy boy, and he is. But
uh,
before you get too deep in that, just
That was the planet Gaia.
the planet Gaia. Yes, yes.
I was already thinking of Captain Planet.
Oh Jesus, yes. But there is an interesting thing right here. If you look at this line I'm showing on the screen, it says, or the break. They talk about in this sense, talk about counterculture and all the wonderful things that are happening for diversity in the world. And it says, or the breakout of Marvel's first black superhero movie. Lie. And this is the thing
Hmm.
that kills me about these reports. They always talk about first this, first that. They're always, and this is the Hollywood Reporter. It's not a small thing, right? And you're sitting here, and your very first thing, you're lying. It is most certainly not
I'm,
the first Marvel superhero movie. It is not the first
I'm sure
black
if you want to
superhero
go
movie.
semantics and crap, right, like you'll say that it's the first Marvel. No, even Blade was made by the Marvel studio, wasn't it?
Right? Yes, they were.
Dude, it's not. It's a lie.
And
It's a straight up
I'm
lie.
pretty sure
Yeah.
Whitney Stripe is black. Last time I checked.
Yes.
I guess
Well,
Blade is more of an anti-hero, I guess. So if you want to get that, I don't know.
Quit playing
Man, full of
devil's
crap.
advocate. They're idiots.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
it is the Hollywood Reporter, and it is a gossip rag.
Yeah, but
Unfortunately, like gossip rags get taken seriously. But yeah, no, they're not journalists. They're terrible. They're
Yep.
terribad.
So, continuing to read up from this, often cited as the first non-hero film superhero, and then they do do remind the audience that Ian McKellen, X-Men Magneto, was. I'm like saying, where are you going from this? Anyways, Miller was long identified as a queer. Yeah, absolutely. Which is to say, I don't identify like F that, he says. Queer just mean no, I don't do that. I don't identify as a man. I don't identify as a woman. I barely identify as a human.
okay.
Oh,
Now,
Mm.
Ezra, my boy.
yeah,
Someone needs
yeah,
to have a
right there.
talk with you. But hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna play a little bit of this right here. I'm gonna let you guys see this, and you tell me if it's too loud. Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit if I have to.
I
They
don't
tell
even think
me
you can play
my
sound
name
for
is
the
Ezra
thing
Miller.
anyway.
Yes, I can.
And they tell me
Okay.
that this is called Fishing for Answers.
You're
with the
full of
Hollywood
lies. Just that
Reporter
there is no sound.
and Ezra Miller
Not for you, but for them.
together.
Oh
Alrighty.
my goodness. Okay. That was enough
That's
to
a
give you
that's
the
a
idea.
that's a good clip right there to leave it on.
Thank you.
Mm.
But no, Booster, you guys can't hear in the Hangouts, but the YouTube can. So, yeah, I mean, oh my goodness. Continue, Denali.
Can we make that video our outro from now on?
I could. I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's kind of strange. Continuing on, this bleeds into Miller's own Me Too moment, which he never shared with an unnamed director and producer. They gave me wine, and I was underage. You recall? They were like, "Hey, want to be in our movie about gay revolution?" And I was like, "No, you guys are a monster." He's on the roll now, and it's a great effing age of being like, you know what, this S is unacceptable, and it's amazing for us to watch, and because like we all knew it was unacceptable. We're f effing survived it. That's what Hollywood is. I thought we all knew we were sex workers. So there's something poignant about it, about the last line, because I don't know where I'm going at. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but go ahead, Chester. I
Okay.
couldn't defend it. I
No, no
couldn't.
problem. You can't, and you shouldn't.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a weird fella who is 100%, I'd say 120% ultra progressive type. He is exactly what is tearing the Western world apart. Exactly. Take a look at it with him fondling his goat on his polyamorous farm. Hello, Ezra Miller. We see you. Let's come over here and look at the chat. And We have Argos Creations saying Pax Americana was very existential. The Captain Atom in the story was the most like Dr. Manhattan. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to have to read that because I do.
You are going to
I am going to read it. Yes. The
get it.
goat has a Me Too story. Okay. Goats, men that stare at goats. I don't know what that's
Bah
supposed to mean.
means bah.
Yeah. Sell the lumen. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. Uh, the headline and photo makes me think Ezra is in love with nature. March Hare says, "What the Maverick Max? Hey, how you doing? Jesus, and this was the actor DC decided should play the Flash. My God. Yeah, we all agree. Uh, Bonjour, mes amis. From Paul. How you doing? Chad Middleton says, "Hi, Todd." He's talking to you, Todd. McGrimlock King 83. Ezra is not identifying as a man. There's a shock. Let's see. Chad Middleton says, "What type of?" Oh goodness. Okay. Absolutely. All right. Good. Chat caught up. But yeah, it's a weird fellow, man. I didn't really know much about Ezra other than when I saw him in the Flash, and I thought it was eh. It was all right. But yeah, he is one of them for sure, guys. My goodness. Why would you do? Why would he think this is a? I mean, look how scrawny he is too. He's a real scrawny guy. I don't know.
He's a
Well,
bit of a
yeah,
nutter. He is a
you
good
just
actor
yeah,
when
you
he's
didn't see the one where he's dressed completely in a dress.
mm.
No, and that's
It's,
okay.
it's
We don't
yeah,
need to hurt
yeah,
our viewers here. Now, come on. That'd
yeah.
be nice. But I mean, it's just. I mean,
But
come on.
remember, this is what I do for you guys. I look through all these websites
I
digging.
just I just find it very strange that the way these people behave. They behave in a way that they know is going to rile people up, because that's the whole postmodernist thing, right? It's like, hey, how about we deconstruct all of these gender roles and whatever, and do the absolute opposite thing that people like, and then they act surprised when people are like, hey, that's weird, knock it off. That's postmodernism for you. Huh?
Well, it's interesting. Look here. March Hare says his interview with Gal Gadot is the main reason I passed on the JL movie. That's interesting. I didn't see that interview.
I
But
did see that.
well, tell us about it.
Well, him and Gal Gadot were in a little interview, right? And he was like, "Oh, I'm so excited to be with you. Can I get you to say," and sorry, like, can I get you to say, straight cis male patriarchy, we're coming for you. And Gal Gadot looked so uncomfortable, but she went with it just to kind of please him. And he's cackling like a little madman in the back there. She doesn't look like she's into it, but she just goes along with it.
Wow. See, I didn't know this guy was that. Um, you know, oh my goodness. We got to move off of this because it, I mean, come on, dude. How does your agent let you put a picture like this up next to the word polyamorous farm? I just don't get that. I mean, that's going to tear you up, man. Anybody who's conservative or has any kind of religious beliefs is going to go on you hard, and they have a right to. I
Sure,
mean, what are you
Trump
doing,
loves,
man? Huh?
Could it
sure,
be trying
Trump
to get out of
absolutely
playing
loves.
Flash?
Maybe. I don't know, man, but it's insanity. I just don't understand. I don't care. He's gay. You can be gay all day long. That's fine with me. Whatever he does doesn't
Well,
mean anything to me. And I wish these guys would quit telling us that, this is something. I worked in the music industry for a long time. I was a pro for a good 10 years, right? And I ran into all kinds of folk. And of course, I ran into a bunch of homosexual people. I mean, it's the music, it's entertainment, man.
Oh,
All
dude,
right,
so Chester,
you meet
so
up
do you
with
think
homosexual people quite often, do you, Chester?
I did.
so?
And
So
yeah.
Chester, okay, so Chester, do you think that James will be gunning for the Flash movie?
Oh, ha ha ha! That was a joke. I got that.
Mhm.
Get
James
out of
gunning
here.
for the Flash movie.
Kick him
Uh,
from the hangout.
no, hold on. Well, let me make this point. Now, this is the thing. I met a lot of people that profess themselves to be homosexual. Fine, never cared. But I'll tell you one thing they always do. One thing that they always do is they come up to you and the first thing they say to you is, "Hi, I'm gay." That's the first thing they say, and it's like,
That's what they
why?
say to you?
Oh, anytime you meet, yeah, I ever met any homosexual in my life, the first thing they ever did was come up and say, "Hi, I'm gay," and I'm like, "Okay, hi, I'm not." But it's like, why is that? That's not what humans do. Now I know there's a bunch of homosexual people that are very normal and they never do that kind of stuff. But I'm just talking about the ones, and you don't even know they're gay because they don't talk to you about it. But I'm talking about the ones I've met. And I met a lot because I worked in New York City in the music industry. Trust me, all right. And I just never understood that. The first thing out of their mouth to you when they meet you for the very first time, it is, "Hello, I am gay." And I never got that. You know what it is? It's because they want everyone to look at them. And that's what it comes right down to. It's look at me, notice me. And it's nonsense because you know what? The vast majority of us, we don't care who you sleep with. We
No,
really don't.
it's interesting you say that. Just that. That's where the special snowflake meme comes from. You know, the snowflake insult was never supposed to be meaning of anything to do with fragility. It was a reference to the movie Fight Club to do with special snowflake, right? You know, saying you are not a unique and special snowflake, and that's why SJWs get called snowflakes, is because of the way they act. They behave like they're like the biggest individual in the room, and they need to be noticed.
Yeah. No, you're right. But and this guy is that with his unicorn costumes. He's just so desperate for attention. It's repulsive in his
No,
need for attention.
excuse me. I need to get another bourbon.
Very well.
All right, so we lasted long enough. Let's
No,
move
we're
on
moving
to
on.
next.
And we're moving on to IndieCron. It is bottom of the hour, and of course, we do the last half hour. We talk about IndieCron, so we've got to go through and look here. And of course, we want to thank Pixel Trader, the creator of IndieCron, and also the sponsor of this show. We're really, really happy with what he's doing. And of course, we show IndieCron every day because it is the easiest place for you to go and find out about all the Indiegogos that are coming out. Not only for consumers, but also for the pros. Anycron is the place you need to go, not only to push your the product that you're putting out so people can see it, but it is the I think the center for this community in understanding what we want to buy as consumers, because that's what this is, right? This is a bunch of consumers saying no more, and we're going to put our money somewhere else. It's not a boycott, it's a boycott. And Anycron helps us do that by looking at it. But keep in mind, as we said many times before, as we get into this, we're not throwing our money around blindly. We are putting it behind that which deserves to be backed. Just because you put it on Indiegogo doesn't mean you're going to get our money automatically. It doesn't. It doesn't work like that. We don't work on identity politics over here, guys. We are going to support quality. We're going to support skill. We're going to support effort. And as we said many times, using IndieCron is a great idea. Coming on the shows and talking and marketing is a good idea. But as creators, you also need to take time to build that community, right? So let's go through and take a look here. And I don't have to go to the bottom. I can just do this. Oh, look at that. Boom, down at the bottom. So Fandom Buster is coming up in a couple days, and it's not going to make it. It hasn't made much money. And let's talk about why. Let's go over and take a look at it for a second. Now, I don't know the people involved in this. They're probably are nice people, fun, I'm sure. I have no clue, but I'm sure they're good people. Let's look at the project. Okay, let's look at our page. We have this and that. Okay, so they're just doing a PDF. All right, that's fine. Okay, all right. Hmm. It's not a hard. I've seen worse Indiegogo pages, but it's not really pulling me in. But it's not the worst one I've seen. But the problem is, it's just the art isn't grabbing me. It's just not. I would say it's not ready. Now I know a lot of people will say, well, it's style, and you can, and that's true. I understand that. Art is in the eye of the beholder for sure. But I think for most of us, it's like, it's just not what we like. I mean, this is not right. This leg isn't right. It's not right. And
Right.
besides that, I haven't seen any marketing out of these guys at all. Have you guys? Have
I
I missed it?
I haven't heard a word from them at all, and I don't want to sound like a I don't know how to talk about this project without sounding like a dick, but I've got a couple of bourbons in me, so I think I'm ready.
Go ahead.
The art's not very good. I'm
No,
afraid to
it's
say,
really not.
and I know that's coming from me.
It's true. True. That's true. Yeah.
And I know I'm no artist myself. We all know this. We've seen me on Fan Edition on D&Q. I go on there for a laugh, yeah.
Mhm.
And there's very little here. We don't really understand what his story is about. There's no dialogue in the pages he's provided, and they appear to just be massive splash pages, right? And
Yeah.
when they are panels, they're 2 and 3 panel pages, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what to expect from this comic at all.
No, we
And
don't. and then no marketing. Now we're very lucky here today, guys, and don't worry, I'll come over the chat and I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. But we're very lucky because we have two excellent artists on here, people that have actually worked in the industry and they have skill, with Todd and Tank. And now, am I mistaken, guys? Is this some style or that it's not my style, so I don't like it? Or am I completely correct? This is just not ready for prime time.
It's not even consistent within itself.
Yeah.
You don't do those kinds of shapes. They're kind of organic shapes inside for shading, inside the body there, and then have such weak faces and weak thin lines for your eyes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so it really has no consistency throughout. Like, just take one figure. There's no consistency
Yeah.
whatsoever. So I don't really get the style, you know.
Well, and we're not being mean, by the way. We're not. But because it isn't just the
Well,
art.
I am.
Well, you are, but of course you're a booster, of course.
Mm.
But we're not being mean here. We have seen other art come out in projects that have been somewhat successful, because they wanted to push real hard and they sold what they were making, right? Because marketing is the other side of this. So it's certainly possible to do, but I have no idea what they're doing. I have heard nothing from them, and the art is not going to grab me at all. Even if you want to call me a snob, go right ahead. But I have a very specific understanding of what kind of art I want to put my money behind. And the reason I chose this, and I'm going to get off it because I don't want to be mean to them. But the thing is, we're trying to make a point to you that don't go prime time until you're ready to go prime time. And then when you do, make sure you are pushing every day. Coming on channels, talking to people, make sure you have a community already built, make sure Indiegogo is set up properly. You need to do this, guys. It's really important because we're not going to throw money at you just because you're here. We're not. It's just not, and no, and nor should we. That in a way. Yeah, go ahead, Todd. I know you have an opinion on this. Go ahead.
Well, seeing this makes me wonder, do we have the ability to create our own sort of space where we have, say, we take a revolving bunch of 4 or 5 guys that look at these projects, try to say, okay, take it back, do these things, bring it back to us again. Sort of, we create our own Indiegogo space, crowdfunding. Do we have that ability? Can we get there? Because this is what needs to happen.
Hmm.
This can't be This can't be the next thing you see after you go through and see Red Rooster or Cyberfrog, and then you see this. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're right next to it.
Yeah.
In a sense of you're flipping through a magazine, you know? So I'm wondering if we can get to a spot where we create our own space and we have people that willing to help you. We'll share resources and we sort of, create I mean, we could hire people, editors or whatever, to say, you know what, each project you submit will be looked at, and when it's ready to go up, if you really want it to go up in our space, then you're going to have to go through this kind of thing, and maybe a percentage of, like, obviously Indiegogo takes a percentage. Maybe that's what that percentage goes to, a helping hand, a person who sort of mentors you. Because maybe some of these projects could sort of get there and be like, okay, maybe with a good cover, we'll hook you up with somebody who can do that for you. And maybe with this, that, and the other thing, maybe we get you to the point. But something like this to me would be like, send it back, get better, and submit again.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm getting at.
No, I do, and maybe now Pixel's not going to be able to do that because what Pixel's doing is different. He's offering a space for people to simply for those who are involved. So Pixel is certainly not on that side, but on the other side, on our side over here, we could certainly create something where we have connection to artists like yourself, Todd, like Tank, and you can go and get some free advice. Have like
Yeah.
maybe you guys could do like hangouts or a live stream even, where you have a bunch of artists up there and you've got a whole bunch of submissions come in for the week and you just talk about them anonymously, right? Because we don't want to make people feel sad or upset, right? So just get a whole, if you want them to look at your stuff, it's kind of like the portfolio reviews that Ethan does, right? or art does.
Or RT Bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and just have this panel of artists because we have some amazing artists in our community, right, guys? And they're very accessible. You're talking to Todd, you're talking to Tank right here with us right now. And these guys are really, really good, and they have experience in the industry as well. We get this panel together. We get a whole bunch of art from the week, and you guys do a weekly show where you look at everything and give suggestion and try to to help out completely anonymously. We could do that. I don't see why we couldn't. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I want to actually let's go take a look back at that Fine Buster real fast
Sure.
because I want to help people. I love developing artists. I follow a lot of artists that are growing and they're learning and they want to pursue art as a career someday, even if it's their retirement career. They want to do that someday. So they're learning. So I want to take a look at this. It's pinup art. Like go ahead and scroll down to the sequential
Sure.
and we will see that it's pinup art. Each frame is kind of like a pinup. And this is what like a lot of artists they practice drawing they practice drawing poses, they practice drawing figures, and that's fine and dandy, but art is a communication, so you have to communicate something. It's not just there's the character. What's you have to communicate the story. Every picture you draw, if it's just even if it's just a character standing there behind it,
Hmm.
if you have that as your method of operation, that every picture is telling a story with this quality of art. Look
Well,
at
Tank,
funny strips in the newspaper.
we're also unsure. What if you found out tomorrow Brian contacts you and says, "Hey, I'm Brian. I appreciate your advice. Just wanted you to know I'm 12 years old." You'd be like,
Awesome.
"Oh man,
And that's
awesome!
yeah,
You're
that is
you're you're gonna be
incredible.
great someday."
Hmm.
But
Yes,
you're not ready yet, and I'm gonna
but
help
still
you.
follow that advice.
Right,
Practice drawing your forms, get your anatomy, draw backgrounds, draw scenes. Um,
Hmm.
I see a lot of people draw characters for the world, but then they don't draw the headquarters. They don't draw. You know how much reference material there is for the Batcave, and that's why you keep seeing like even though the Batcave changes from time to time, it still has these constant landmarks, and that's great for storytelling. J. Jonah Jameson's office,
Hmm.
that thing changes every issue, but you know what? It's still the same place. Why? Because it was well thought out and well designed.
Exactly.
So get
Yeah.
into that too. And no matter what level of artist you are, even if you are, Ethan Van Sciver, applying that will continue to make your art better. And that's what I want. I want good people to be successful.
No, you're right. And of course, as I've already said, and will reiterate, we're not picking on Brian Robinson at all. We're not. It's cool you're doing it. It's cool you're involved. Come on, and, we've also said we haven't heard anything from you, man. Come over and get involved in our community. There are so many artists over here that do live streams about art. You can come over here, get pointers involved, and if you're a young person, awesome. That's a great thing
You know,
too. But what we're saying
you
is
know what his art
Indiegogo
reminds
is
me
not the place for you to practice, right? Go ahead.
his art. I don't know if it was on purpose, but his art gives me a serious Sin City Frank Miller vibe.
Maybe.
Is that true? I think that's what he's going for. I'm not sure, but if that's what he's going for, he should really build on that.
Yeah,
No.
I have to admire the heavy use of blacks. Uh, I would love to have seen as Todd said, I would love to have seen that consistently throughout the art. That's
right.
brave. A lot of
That's
artists stay away from heavy blacks. It's brave to go that
Does
route.
Tank? Does it remind you
yeah.
of? Is it Megaton Man? Don Simpson?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does have. I love Don Simpson's work.
yeah.
So let's look at the Shatter Crown Tales of the Seven.
Okay.
Um, because this needs a little bit of work.
All right. And keep in mind, we are just customers, consumers that are offering our advice. Now, we do have a couple of pros with us as well that can help out with the specifics of art. But we're just all of us here. We're just consumers saying what we would buy or wouldn't buy. And so take the advice from that point of view. And hello, Thundaro. I see you over there. I see William over there. Hello, William Thundaro. You guys know you can come in, right? Um, but yeah, okay. Let's come down here now. First of all, Shattered Crown, Tales of the Seven. Now, Booster, you just came to this page. You just came here,
Yes.
and you're looking at.
I just came
You just came here. Yes, and
Yes.
you've had a couple of bourbon, and
I've had 2 bourbons.
you've had, yes, there you go, and you're
Yes.
trying to make a decision. Do I want to back this Indiegogo? And this is the first thing that pops in your face. Go, tell me what
Hmm.
you feel. What do you feel? Give me your emotions.
I am feeling blank.
Mhm.
I am not even remotely excited, neither mentally or sexually. By
Well,
any
that.
means, in fact, am I excited.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
This is all blank. There is a high fantasy comic
Mhm.
that tells me quite literally nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
It tells me the genre it is. It's a fantasy comic. I have a name and a play button for a video. Oh man.
Okay, I'm going to hit the play button.
All right, this is brutal.
I'll leave the volume off. I won't play it all either.
All right,
All right. I'm
okay, let's see
waiting.
if the video comes, because I feel that a lot of people make the mistake that the putting a
Okay.
video there is going to help, you know. But what you need to do is put multiple images down below for people to click on as well.
Hmm.
Not
Okay.
not just the video. The video does not help.
I am a freelance illustrator.
Okay, all right.
Book artist.
I'm seeing a bit more now. It's not
project series
not
called
better.
Vacant. I'm looking to find my first solo project series called Shattered Crown, Tales of the Seven, a high fantasy adventure set in a world where monsters.
I think people keep making the mistake of thinking that a video is enough. You know, it ain't.
Yeah, no,
a lot of people are probably going to see this and not even bother clicking on the video.
No, and
You gotta.
let me give this suggestion. I think Booster might be helpful. Now, I'm actually,
Mhm.
as I said before, I'm big into tabletop gaming and board games and stuff. And I have spent years and years and years over at Kickstarter, not only supporting board games and role-playing games with my money, like I'm doing over here, but also being involved in a few of them and helping out with some things. And over the years, what has happened in the board gaming world is there's a understanding of how to use Kickstarter, how to use this crowdfunding. Mistakes were made and improved, and everyone shares it with each other, and the community grows, which is what we're trying to do over here. Which is the advice we're giving you right now, is to try to help you from the things we've already learned or already seen, right? And the board game world, same thing happened, right, over many years, right? And one of the things that I find that is probably the best thing to understand, most people don't watch your video, right? They just don't. Most the average person who comes on a crowdfunder doesn't actually watch the video. There are
Yeah, they
statistics
see
on this.
nothing. They see nothing when they come onto this page, and then they click off. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put up a video, you're going to want to give people a reason to look further into your Indiegogo.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
like the video is like a second fault, not the first.
it is, and statistically, what has been proven with board games is putting an actual image here at the top that catches people attention, and then having a video below. Those videos get clicked more than the ones where the videos up top. Now, like I'm saying, this is statistically worked out. Board gaming guys have been doing this for years, and they put a lot of information. If you want to go find it, you can go find that. But it's better to actually put a big, nice, bright, catch your people's attention information here, picture, and then have a video down below. Just as a suggestion, guys. Now, coming down here, we see there's a story. Excellent. There's a ask me and goal. Oh, excuse me, about me and goal. Awesome. Uh, oh, oh, hold on one second. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. What? Now this is not how you set up an Indiegogo. All right. I've talked enough. Denali.
All right. So you go from the video, which is already putting the first barrier in there, where you're not excited. You know, I saw Shatter Crown of the Tales and said, okay, that sounds cool. Then we get one small, before you go scroll down, to a little thumbnail picture right there. And it's a small thumbnail picture of the main character.
I can't enlarge it, yeah.
Yeah. So this is my very first creator project that I'm trying to fund. Please take Okay, so you're not giving me any more information. You're just reaffirming this is a first time project for you. Okay, so that doesn't give me any confidence that you'll fulfill your, what you're seeking for.
Mhm.
Now we go move to story,
Yep.
which is fine, but you're info dumping without any pictures. So you're just making me read something and, and it's just a blurb. That story should really be where he put that little next to that picture. And then this should be really a more of a kind of the world building, what he's trying to accomplish.
Exactly. And there should be art here because we show her up here. There's art, and the art doesn't look bad.
Mhm.
It's fine. I mean,
Right.
I don't see any problem with this art. It looks fine.
It
And
looks
if
fine.
and if it's not colored,
You know
that's
what
okay. That.
I think what you really need is to have your first 3 completed pages up as a preview.
Yeah.
No,
So
absolutely.
people
So-
really preview the
Yes.
story and get people excited to. They want to know more. They want to know where the story goes, so they'll back to see where see where the story goes.
Yeah,
I think
and
that's
we really need to run a tutorial on how to do an Indiegogo page. We really have to do this, guys,
do me a
because
favor, Jeff.
you know what we need to do. We need to go and we need to set up like a faux Indiegogo page and just walk right through it and do a whole video series on it because this is not how you do this, guys.
I think there's one book that does a lot of things right, but isn't getting enough love as
Which
it
one?
should be getting. If you could do me a favor, could you click on Guardians of Verlof?
Sure,
It's near the bottom.
you got it right here.
That's
Chester, what I wanted to suggest is when we go to do mine, why don't we screen grab it?
I'm not
We
doing
should
yours.
We
Create.
should.
Get out of here.
No, but no, we should. I really think we should create a tutorial because there are a lot of people around us that have a lot of knowledge on how to do these kind of things, and we should share it with the community so they can see it.
Okay.
And I think it would be helpful. But go ahead, man.
Okay, they could definitely improve this part of the page, but if you scroll down a wee bit for me,
Mhm.
look at this. Kaboom! We got an overview there. We have this damn awesome artwork
Mhm.
right there. We got
That should have
some
been the first
sketches.
picture we saw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should have been.
it
It
should have
absolutely
been.
should have
Yeah.
been.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Get rid of that bloody video. Open
Move
up
it
the page
down.
with that
Move-
image. It's
Move
awesome.
the video down. Yeah.
Right.
Then we got the sketches. Then when we keep going down, we have panels from the actual story with the dialogue and everything.
hmm
And we've got some awesome action. The art is fantastic.
It is. And once again, okay, we're looking at this. It looks really good. The page isn't bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad.
Mm.
And he's got a lot of perks over. They have a lot of perks over here. It looks good. They don't have a featured. You should have a featured up here, guys. But it's not a bad looking page. Once again, you should change this. But why is it only at $250? With 23 days, it's 7 days in. It didn't make much on its first few days. Well, because I have no idea who they are. Now, I know a little bit about this because I talked to Pixel Trader, and he gave me a whole bunch of information on many of these projects, including this one. So I know a little bit personally, but as a consumer within the community, I have no clue who they are. Have you guys seen them anywhere?
Just a few
Other
times.
Other than Indiegogo, no, I have no idea who these guys are.
Denali?
No,
I
this-
know they were kind of feature on Edwin's Boyette's YouTube, but that was like once.
Yeah.
But since it's been radio silence, or
Yeah. Well, Edwin is
No.
really good about that, actually. Edwin is really good about supporting all these Indiegogo guys. Him, John Malin, those guys, and Ethan and the other guys too. They do it somewhat too, but Edwin and Malin, I think, are the two guys that do the most of it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Know what I think it is? I think a lot of people are very concerned about donating to a book that has a very high goal to reach. They're worried that they're not going to see this book because they're nowhere near the goal. So they got a $7,000 flexible goal, right? And I believe their lowest one to buy the book is about $5. So what's $7,000 divided by 5, right? I can't do the math right now, so I'm just going to use the calculator real quick. You're going to need about 1,400 people to donate $5 of this to get to that flexible goal.
Yeah, and to be honest with
Hmm.
you, 1,500 people is kind of really the minimum you want to get involved with your campaign anyway. In
Yeah, of
truth, though,
course.
it depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do something like Gary did, and you just got to
$5
do
and shipping.
marketing, well, that's fine. But if you want to have a successful Indiegogo and actually put money in your pocket, you want to have at least 1,500 people ready to go.
Of course.
And that's just the reality of it.
All
But
right.
you know, it looks good. Just need to hear from them. They need to get out here and talk to us and be around us. And we're saying that from
Absolutely.
our point of view, right, guys? But keep this in mind. We're not the only business on the internet, right? There are other comic book communities that have not been touched or interacted with. Because if you go and look at Indiegogo and you look at something that's not part of Indicron, that's not part of what we're doing, they don't make any money at all. In truth, Indiegogo is a horrible place to try to sell a comic book. In reality, the only reason it's making money now is because of what we are doing as this community, and it would
Hmm.
behoove us to bring more comic book people over. And I think one of the areas that's very sorely underrepresented from our point of view is web comics. And I really think some of the artists over here need to start making little web comics as advertisement and try to pull some of that huge market that is web comics over here to us. And,
A big common theme for a lot of the people that have been successful is established
mhm,
audience.
mhm.
Mm.
There
Yeah,
are
you have to
millions
build
over
the
there.
groundwork.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to build in the community first, your audience, get them hype, get them knowing what you're going to do, and once you get that minimum threshold, then launch your campaign.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Zach
Um,
hyped up Jawbreakers for like a year before it finally hit Indiegogo. Of
That's right.
course, it was going to be a success with his then 50,000 or so subscribers. Now he's 90K, nearing 100,
Hmm.
I believe. Hmm.
Yeah. No, it's we've been saying the same thing over and over and over, but we do need to expand as well. So I think we should maybe kind of talk to some of the artists in the community about doing some of that webcomic stuff too, because there are crazy number of people over there that love webcomics. It's a huge market. And as far as consumer based type things, which is we're talking about trying to make Indiegogo more successful. But anyway, guys, that is our show for today. We hope you enjoyed that. We're going to talk about Indiegogo every day. Today we talked about a couple that aren't doing well. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about some success stories and take a look at those. Um, but we also had some interesting news, although I do apologize about the Ezra Miller stuff because that was odd. But Swamp
Yeah.
Thing, go. All right.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, thank you very much for coming. And let me just go down the row here and let you find out where you can find all these guys that have joined us today. So let's go ahead and start with you, Todd, the creator of Ignition, sir. Tell us where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Maroney Todd on Twitter, and I've been linking my channel throughout the whole chat, so I know you've seen it. My giveaway has changed. I'm not going to give away something for the 300th subscriber. Once I have 150, I'm gonna give away that Batman inked piece to a contest winner,
It's
sort of like have
amazing.
a trivia contest.
Hmm. Oh, sounds good. All right. Thank you. Tank.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tank Ferret Art. You can also find me here on Facebook, or correction, here on Twitter. One of these places, YouTube. You can find me here at Tank Ferret. And if I have more than 50 subscribers by November 15th, that's Thursday, November 15th, when I do my inaugural live cast, I will be giving away a production art from Scalpel Zero, which is coming
Ooh.
out early next year. There will be other giveaways and lots of special guests, like hopefully Chester Busby and your boy Booster
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Denali Lama and Todd for Ignition.
No, I don't want
There.
Booster.
that. Yeah, all right. You convinced me.
Cool. All right, thanks, Tank. And no, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. And if one of the mods over there can drop the link to Tank's YouTube, please. So, Booster, where can we find you, or should we try to find you? It would be the better question.
I don't think you should, but I'm always here on the Chester Busby channel because I always get invited for some bloody reason. And I have my own Twitter at King Booster Boy with a BOI. And I have a YouTube just that awesome. You should subscribe to me because I'm going to get to 1 million subscribers without uploading a single bloody video. Make it happen, boys.
Make it happen, boys. All right, sweet. Just once again, thank you everybody for coming over here. And I see we have a few other people. John Dillard is gaming the system. He says, "What?" Dave's over here, the unbreathable skunk girl. Hello. William has been chatting away. Nice. And thank you guys for all your support and all your help and interacting with us over here. We're having a lot of fun, and hope you guys are too. But once again, keep in mind, later today we have on Blacklist Universe, we have the Drawn Recorded Pro Edition, which will be going on in about an hour. That should be fun. And of course, tomorrow we will have the Fan Edition, and we will be drawing the same thing they draw tonight. So don't miss us for that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But as always, we will let the Denali Lama take us out.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We'll always be here at 8 p.m. Eastern time to start the news or talk to FanSpeak. And like always, your perception shapes your reality. So always make it a good one.
Absolutely. Now, I do have a one last question, even though I know you just gave that out. I do have a question for you, though, Denali. Now, I have seen that you have an amazing little icon that was created by our very own Todd that is sitting here with us. And I was curious, how come I don't see it here?
Yeah, I feel you're offending. You're just insulting
Right?
Todd by not using it.
Why am I looking at Seth Green?
Why am I looking at your beautiful face instead, Denali? You handsome bastard.
I don't know. I loaded up to Google and it didn't translate, so I'm still figuring that out.
I can help you.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
yeah, we definitely need to get that over here, Denali, because that thing is amazing. And it is, of
Yeah.
course, the Denali Llama. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. And we will check you out later. Bye.
Aloha.
Good night.